Hello there everyone, it's Amanda from Calmer Thoughts with my Calmer Thought of the Day for today on Friday. This is day 12 of my Calmer Thoughts and I've been doing this all the way through this second lockdown, coming on and giving tips and hints and advice for those suffering with stress, anxiety, worry over this next lockdown and just the whole pandemic in general really. So I thought I'd come on and give you some little tips to help you along. So I am a solution-focused hypnotherapist. I am a mindset coach, so I help people with stress and anxiety on a daily basis. So my tip for today is breathing. We all breathe, it's a natural thing to do. We do it automatically, we do it without thinking. But did you know that on average we take about 20,000 breaths a day, and most of those breaths are very shallow. They're normally just within the top part of our lungs. We rarely breathe really deeply right down to the bottom of our lungs, down to our diaphragm. And if you think about it, it's just shallow air that we're doing that with. We're not digging deeper into our lungs and moving around the stale air that is at the bottom of our lungs. It's just at the top that we're breathing. So I want to talk about the importance of breathing and doing deep breathing and breathing exercises. And I did say the other day, actually, when I sort of mentioned breathing briefly, that it's impossible to be stressed and anxious and breathe deeply at the same time, because whenever we take deep breaths and calm ourselves that way with big deep breaths in and out, we send a message to our brain that we are feeling calm and relaxed. So it's impossible to be stressed and breathe calmly at the same time. So if you're feeling stressed, this is a brilliant way to do it. And whenever you watch different things on TV, and I follow this a lot, everyone is like, just breathe in deeply. So it is the easiest, quickest way to de-stress yourself and calm yourself down. So, and it's also really good for those people who are working from home at the moment and spending a lot of time in front of their computers and desks. And I was thinking about this the other day, people working at home, the days just blur. We can start work when we want, we can finish work when we want, within reason, within the hours we're given, but often the hours blur, so we tend to carry on doing stuff, working possibly longer than we would normally do, working into our lunch hour if things are taking over, because we're at home and it's easy just to keep going with it. So it's really important to take a break from your desk, get up and move. But another thing is to breathe. We're hunched over our computers, we're hunched over our desks. And so again, that shallow breathing is happening all the time. So getting up and moving, putting your shoulders back and down and breathing deeply. So the benefits of breathing deeply and breath exercises are, it makes you calmer, makes you less stressed, less anxious. It relieves all of those symptoms. It makes you happier. It releases neurochemicals, neurotransmitters like serotonin and endorphins that produce the happy hormones. They are the happy hormones, makes you feel calmer and happier. It gives you a lot more energy and focus and improves your memory capacity as well by breathing in deeply. It relieves pain. So have you ever noticed when you hurt yourself and you catch yourself, you've done something, you hold your breath when it hurts? We think that's a way of helping the pain, but actually deep breathing releases natural painkillers, releases endorphins within our bloodstream that are natural painkillers. They are like our natural opioid within our body. And if anyone has watched Call the Midwife, I love that program. When you're having a baby, it's all about breathing, deep breathing and focusing on the breath, because also when you're focusing on the breath, you take your mind off whatever else is happening. So it's amazing for pain. Breathing in deeply can relieve pain, feelings of pain. It can help with weight loss as well. So when we're stressed, we burn glycogen, which instead of fat. And deep breathing triggers the relaxation responses that I've talked about, the serotonin, the endorphins, which encourages the body to burn fat instead. So breathing deeply is really good for weight loss. So it also helps with sleep. So breathing in deeply and doing breathing exercises, if you're struggling to sleep at night, that's a really good idea, taking some deep breaths. I'm going to go through a few little techniques at the end of this. So it produces melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that makes us sleepy and makes us want to go to sleep and have a good night's sleep. So for deep breaths, breathing exercise at night is a good idea. So different techniques that we can use. So when I have clients come in to see me, I often will do hypnotherapy with them, and breathing is one of the first things I get them to do when they're lying on my couch to get them to relax. And I always get them to breathe in deeply, and I say take in a really big breath and then hold that breath for a count of 3 and then slowly exhale. And I ask them to, as they're breathing in, to breathe in calmness, relaxation and peace. And as they're breathing out, imagine that they're breathing out all of that stress, all of that worry, all of that tension. And get them to imagine just releasing their shoulders, sinking deeper and deeper into my couch, becoming more and more relaxed. So just focusing on their breath, because we'll have been talking prior to them having hypnotherapy, and their minds will have been racing and really active and will have been in conversation. But within a few moments, I can get them to be really relaxed just by focusing on their breath. So it's bringing their attention to their breath and their breathing rather than what they were thinking about, what was going on in their mind. So that's how I start every hypnotherapy session, and I get them to use their imagination. So another technique, so more sort of specific techniques, are ones that are called the 3-4-5 breathing. So that's breathing in for a count of 3, holding for a count of 4, then breathing out for a count of 5. And I always say, make sure that your out breath is longer than your in breath. Really make it long and slow. So sometimes I imagine when you're doing, because you're breathing in through your nose and then breathing out through your mouth, imagine that you're breathing out through a straw and see how long you can make that breath last, and you'll be amazed at how long you can make that breath last as you're breathing out slowly. Just really watch that breath and just focus on that breath. So 3-4-5, breathing in for 3, holding for 4, breathing out for 5. Another one is 7-11 breathing. This is an easy one to remember with those numbers, 7-11. So again, breathing in for 7, count of 7, and then breathing slowly out for a count of 11. If that's a long time for your breath to be counting as you're getting used to it, change it to 5-7. So breathing in for 5, breathing out for 7. Another one that I've come across is what's called the 4-4-4, 4-4-4-4 breathing. So find a window or a door and focus your attention on that square shape or that rectangular shape, and breathe. As you look up the side of the window, breathe in for a count of 4. As you breathe out across the top of the window or the door, breathe out for 4. Then in for 4 as you go down the side, and then out again along the bottom. So that's what that's doing, is it's getting you to focus on one thing. Your mind is slowing down. You're not thinking about other things. You're focusing on something you're looking at and your breath. And the final one I've got for you is, it's called what I call finger breathing. So put your hand up and touch your fingers as you do this. So put your hand up, and as you're breathing in, just run your finger up the side of your thumb and count and breathe in for a count of 6. So you're breathing really slowly all the way in until you've got to a count of 6. And then on the way out, breathe out for 6 and run your finger down your thumb. And then repeat that. In for 6, out for 6, in for 6, out for 6, all the way until you get to the end of your fingers. And if you've done that all the way through, you've done deep breathing for a minute. And it just focuses your mind again. Rather than your mind racing, you're focusing on your hand, you're focusing on your fingers, on your breath, and the sensation, the touch. So it's calming and soothing as you do that as well. So it's using lots of senses at the same time. So those are my tips for today. Breathing exercises. Try them first thing in the morning when you wake up and last thing at night. And I would do them, some of those do them 3 or 4 times, and then building up to doing them for 2 or 3 minutes each time, but building up slowly. So you're moving that oxygen in your body, in your lungs, so shifting that air that is stagnant at the bottom of your lungs and really moving it, because it's stale and sludgy down there. We want to move it all around. So those are my tips, breathing exercises, and I'll write them up in the comments in the description at the top in case you forget them, so they're easy to do. And it's just focusing every night, every morning, every night. And if you're having difficulty sleeping, do them then as well. Please share this with people who you think might benefit from having a few little easy stress relieving techniques. This is free. We do it all the time, so why not just focus on it a little bit more and do it with more intention? It's not going to cost you a penny, and it won't do you any harm at all. It can only improve your stress and your anxiety and your worries and help you sleep better and all the other benefits I told you about. So until tomorrow, I will see you then with my calmer thought for tomorrow. See you then. Take care. Bye bye.